Wow. Jesus, Locke goes wherever he wants to go. What the hell, man?
Parched planet paradox, how drought and sea level rise feed on each other.
New global study shows fresh water is disappearing at an alarming rate.
Rogue black hole found terrorizing unfortunate star of distant galaxy.
Planet Earth is spinning faster as scientists warn of major global disruptions. And last but not least, NASA is watching a huge anomaly growing in Earth's magnetic field. We are going to die.
Wow, I guess we're all screwed.
And now it's Weekend Update with CLG.
And we're back. CLG reporting live from the Ham Shack where there's no ham radio set up and no QSOs going on. Zero. Hey, what's going on, folks? What's going on? Remember this magazine? If you haven't ever seen this 73 magazine, this was a great magazine. It's no longer in publication. I had a subscription to this back in, I think it was the 1980s. And it was kind of like I guess 73 magazine was sort of a competitor to QST. You had good articles in it and it went on. It was from 1961 or 1960. First magazine was this. Look at this old-fashioned. Cool. This is cool. This is the old ham radio cartoons. And so I found this website that has so much information that this is very good. Oh, look at this, the old CB radio ads. Wow. Anyway, 73 magazine. I found it it's an archive. I just typed in 73 magazine and world radio history. I kept these magazines for as long as I could back in the day. But this guy, the magazine, they'd always put the flashy ladies on the front. There's a few magazines where, I mean, it's ham radio and, it's going out to men, but I mean, if you used to get 73 magazine, the publisher, what's his name, the guy that, maybe this will give it to me here, staff info. Was it David Gleason? I don't remember, but he'd always have an article in the magazine, and one of his articles, I remember, it was against wearing sunglasses. He claimed that, if you wear sunglasses, you're basically, you're not getting the full vitamin benefit coming from the sun. It was really an insane article, but it made a lot of sense, because, I mean, human beings have only been wearing sunglasses for a short amount of time, but anyway, I'm just telling you some of the crazy shit that some of these people, because, ham radio is kind of like look at it, was $2 in 1977. It's D104. And is this the icon? Look at this, it's brand freaking new. I think it's an icon, I don't know what it is, but yeah. So I like looking at old archives of some of this old gear because you can really get an idea of, if you hear someone talking about some old radio, you can look back on the old archives of some of these magazines on the internet. I bookmarked this. Maybe I'll include a link, maybe not. Yeah, maybe I will. Let me see if I got a link here. Yeah. If you just type in 73 magazine in a Google search and you come up to world history, all the magazines are all right here. I thought about downloading the PDFs of all of them, but what's the point? Good magazine, strongly say check it out. Jesus Christ. I did a real good job of not staying focused on that. I don't know what the hell that was all about. My God. How's it going, folks? Another intro here. God. I need some serious help, man. Anyway. Trying to get out and do my walk before it gets too freaking hot today. We're looking at 90 degrees today. 90 plus degrees. Oh, that's not hot. I'm in Arizona. Yeah, okay. You get to 100 million degrees in Arizona, wherever. all right, but it's humid here as well. But in the morning it's nice, and it's Sunday morning I'm out walking around. So speaking of old vintage gear, and staying focused, I am totally not focused. I've been procrastinating like crazy lately. I still have a lot of work to do up there, up in the QTH. Got to finish the, okay, I got one more room where I need to get out the hammer and the crowbar and rip the tack boards off the ground where the carpet was. And then we need to rent a floor sander with a vacuum and sand the floor. There's a lot of shit going on that's not going on because I keep procrastinating, or I'm busy doing things and I don't know what's going on, man. But let's get back to what I think the topic is. You know, it's vintage gear, vintage ham radio gear. Let's see. Oh man, this is a freaking long walk up here. So vintage ham radio gear. So, you know, I pretty much have a station ready to go. Kind of part of it is in storage, part of it's up there. I've got some old Heathkit equipment. I got a few more things to add to that. Hammerland receivers. I got some pretty good stuff up there. And my hope is to get it all set up one piece at a time. Walk, 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 walk. So 73 magazine, that was a good magazine. I had subscriptions to both those magazines, QST and 73, back in the 1980s, and that was like, if you had both those subscriptions, you had a nice supply of information coming to you in the mail. They were cool magazines, you know. I like to read them. I never really, you know, I guess I was never really a technically minded person. Had an interest, but never, you know, had whatever you need to have to actually build circuitry, you know, work on stuff, get out of soldering iron. I barely did any of that. So in my retirement, which is 10 years away, you know, but as I'm approaching that, I would like to finally do that, you know, finally work on gear and really try to learn some theory and try to do something with it, which I never did as a kid. I don't know why. I think I just wasn't focused or didn't care, or always wanted to take the easy way out. I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on, but and there's a real accomplishment in approaching some complex task, or any task, and trying to work on it, like restoring radio gear. So all the old gear, the Heathkit, the Hammerland receiver, all the crap that I have that's back at the old QTH. Look, my ears are lighting up. What the hell's going on, man? Actually getting that stuff out, like the Hammerland receiver, when I got that, it was working. Me and a buddy of mine went, I saw it on Craigslist. It was local right here in St. Paul. The guy had it, the receiver sitting in the back room of the house he was in. When we went to go get the radio, the Hammerland, it's an HQ 180. My God. He goes, it's in the back. Just drive up to the back. We drive up to the back of the house, and there's junk all over it. It was garbage. It stunk. It was like, what the hell's going on? But that's where he had the receiver plugged in. It was working. So I don't know if it receives or not. He told me it does, but, you know, it doesn't matter. That's one that I'm willing to spend the time on restoring and realigning it, because the HQ 180 is a really good receiver. Oh, here comes the car. I better move my ass, man. But all the other stuff, you know, the Heathkit, the DX100. I want to run the DX100 with the HQ 180. That's going to be a great combination. And the SB303 receiver. I'm still looking for an SB401 transmitter to go with that, because that would be the classic Sugar Baker transmitter receiver lineup. And just cool stuff. I like that old time radio stuff, you know, twisting dials. So anyway, yeah, I'm just back in the vintage era. I have an interest in that, and that's a part of the ham radio hobby that can go on forever. You know, there's so much of this hobby that you can find nowadays that's interesting. If there was a way ham radios operators can do gaming and do like Xbox gaming, over HF, like transmit digital signals on 20 meters and play games, and they would do it, I guarantee you. Maybe they do it, I don't know. But anyway, folks, hope you have a good day, hope you had a good weekend. And again, the people who are doing videos on ham radio, there's some really good shit out there. I'm not going to name any names because I don't think people want to have me promoting their shit since I'm such a weirdo. But thanks again, anybody who's putting up great content on their ham radio YouTube channels. I watch your shit and I'm learning from it. Keep it coming. 73 from CLG. Click.